Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be reviewing the second to last DLC for Fallout 4, and what can I say? It's a settlement DLC. If you don't like settlement mode, then this really isn't gonna matter. Whether you think the game is good or not, it's not gonna matter. You're not gonna like this if you don't like settlement mode. And if you think settlement mode is worthless, which I actually am going to be doing a video on about how Todd Howard said that it was completely optional, and this has been subject to controversy lately about how it's supposed to be optional, and 4 out of the 6 DLCs are based around settlement mode, which is take it how you like, but it's kind of disappointing. It doesn't matter really who you are. Even if you worship the settlement mode, it's still kind of sad. But anyways, how does the Vault-Tec DLC hold up as a settlement DLC? Is it good? Is it bad? I have to say it's just fine. It's not like anything groundbreaking. You get to build a vault. It's cool, I guess. If you like building a vault, yeah. But I have to say my favorite part about this DLC is the history of it. It may sound surprising, but there is actually a fair bit of lore and just good. There's actually a lot of more dark humor in this. I won't spoil any of it. I won't spoil some stuff. I'm not going to get into it. But when you do play this, there's a bit of interest that you can gain from it. The experiments that you run, you actually do have to choose between, I think, about three or four each time you do it. 3 or 4 different experiments, and some range from extremely fucking awful, something Vault-Tec would obviously pull, and just normal stuff. And of course, me being the good karma goody that I am, I went with all the good stuff because this is my definitive playthrough, and it's kind of the one that I do everything on. So with the DLC, I like the lore. I thought it was interesting. I thought the overseer Barlow, I believe is her name, I thought her character was interesting, and also I thought the interactions between the settler, there's this one chick, Settler, I don't really remember, she doesn't have a name, her name is just Settler, which is kind of dumb, they shouldn't have done that, but Settler and Clem, the interactions there, they're quite funny. It's little nice things like that. It's nothing like grand or anything, it's just like, hey, that's kind of nice to see. The whole new area that gets added where Vault 88 is supposed to be built is pretty cool. I like scrapping stuff. It's just fun to do for me. I don't know why, but the areas are giant, and there's so much stuff to just go around and scrap, and it's fun to build in there. I have to say the vault building mechanics aren't the greatest in the world. They're a tad bit confusing. Like, let me explain this. So when you go down to say you build a hallway that is domestic, which domestic is like the basic hallways, what you see normally in a vault, and then you want to switch to utility and domestic, they don't connect very well, and I'm still struggling to figure out how to connect them. And then also, if you want to say build a security room, as I do, the security room doesn't connect with domestic and the utility. And then there's also different types, like there's domestic, utility, security, cafeteria, clinic, commons, there's a bunch of stuff. There's also the overseer room, which is pretty cool to make, but once again, it's a bit I don't know if it's confusing, it just doesn't work very well. Also, Vault Settlement Mode has had the problem since the beginning, but the snapping feature, just how items clamp onto each other, they're not as good in this DLC. I've had my fair share of problems with them, but in this DLC, it's really, really difficult to clamp certain vault doors and onto each other. The vault door, the actual door itself, is very weird, not the big opening one. That's another thing that's a tad disappointing, is there's no actual door. Vault 88 doesn't have a giant revolving door. That's fine. It's kind of expected of it. It didn't exist in the game to begin with, so why would it just automatically appear? I like that they did that. That was nice of them, not just to, just strip out a whole area of the game and added something in new, because that wouldn't have made any sense. Like, all of a sudden there's a vault here. Why wasn't it discovered before? Why is this radio signal just popped up is one question, but I don't know. Maybe you just received it. And the point is, they didn't ruin it. It wasn't awful. Exploring the cave in which you build the vault is nice because you do actually get some interaction with creatures, as you see this death claw I fought. There's a rad scorpions, a bunch of mole rats, a bunch of other stuff, ghouls, stuff like that. A subway station, and I don't know how it's going actually, if you can expand upon into those areas or not, because with those areas they are a bit disconnected from everything else, the main area in which you come in, where you conduct the experiments and other things. But I do want to see if I can. Other than that, it's you mainly just do everything in the main area, which is a tad bit small. That's why you can expand it. So I guess you'll just have to use hallways and such to go through there. We'll have to see how that problem, or if that brings any problems or anything like that. But I do like that you can scrap the limestone that's in the floor and concrete and stuff like that, because it would get so annoying to have to place things and have clipping issues. I'm really happy that they did that. There's a lot more things you can scrap rather than just let things be inside the wall. There was a mod that I got for Fallout 4. It was really nice where you were able to scrap certain items, raised up concrete in the areas that you just want to get rid of, and I like that mod. But the problem was it glitched the game out a lot, because you would remove things that are kind of crucial on accident, and then there'd be holes in the world and stuff like that, and it didn't work very well. But they do it just fine in this DLC. And overall, the DLC is just fine. It's nothing really special. If you like Settlement DLC, I would say I believe this DLC is $10. I don't think it's worth $10. It's really not worth $10. Don't buy it unless of course you have the season pass, and of course you automatically get it. But just don't spend the money. It's really not worth it unless, like I said, you're a diehard Settlement fan and you just enjoy it. The experiments are fun, and if you like spending hours, which, by the way, if you want to get into this and you actually want to build and do stuff with this settlement mode, you're going to spend a lot more time than you expect on it. It's a time-consuming DLC, and I guess that can be considered a plus, but for the mode, for all it adds, it's just like, if you want to build a nice, successful experiment run vault, or maybe just a nice, successful vault in general, then you're going to have, it's going to take a long time. So be aware of that when you get this. To get your money's worth, you will be spending a lot of time in this DLC, and if you don't want that, if you just wanted to buy it and maybe hop on, build a quick vault, make it your main base, this DLC really isn't for you. As I said before, it's a settlement players mode, and if you're looking forward to landmass expansions or interesting quests, which this does have a semi-decent quest line where you have to go to Hallucinogen and you have to help this overseer, do her vault, but it's just fine. It's nothing special. It's like Automatron, except Automatron was a really good DLC. It was decent, and with this, it's just like, just wait, just save that $10 that you may have spent on this DLC and put it towards Nuka World, which I believe is $25. So overall, don't buy this unless, like I said, you're a diehard fan of Fallout 4, or you're a diehard fan of Settlement mode in general, because there's a lot of controversy around this game and if it's worth the money and all that, and I'll get into that in a different video. But like I said, overall, I'll give this DLC more or less like a 5 out of 10. It's just okay. It's nothing grand or special or new or different. If you like vaults and you like building vaults, it's cool it's a Fallout DLC. It's not something you would see in another game. That's nice. But then again, it's just building, more building. So as always, I want to hear your guys' opinions. Tell me, did you enjoy this DLC? What would you give it out of 10? And do you think it's worth the money? Because I personally don't. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.